Hello ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Radolescence and welcome back to another video. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate the support. And today I'm excited to be talking to you guys a little bit more about a fragrance that I recently discovered. This one was sent to me for review and the company is called PHLUR. The fragrance itself is called Greylocke. Now this is a 2016 release, really cool looking bottle here, magnetic cap and everything. The perfumer is David Apel, and he has done Bleecker Street by Bond No. 9, Unforgivable by Sean John. He did a fragrance for Tom Ford. This guy has a really impressive track record. And this particular company, so the fragrance was released in 2016 and this is a digital only brand. What means is that you can't buy this in stores. So what happens is you go online and they even have a playlist of songs that you should listen to that go along with the theme for this fragrance. And they also give you like a little synopsis, a little story, a little scenario that you can read that directly correlates to the particular fragrance and the sort of mental image that they want to convey for it. It's a really cool concept and they just don't believe in sales associates overwhelming you with a list of notes and trying to shove a particular release down your throat, figuratively speaking. And what I love about this brand is that they share a lot of environmental responsibilities with other companies. So they work very closely with a company based out of Georgia called Pinova. And what they do is that company takes unwanted and discarded pine tree stumps, and from those pine tree stumps they extract a key component for this fragrance. So it's nice being able to take something that's been discarded and just to turn it into art. I think it's fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and start things off by taking a look at the presentation. So here on the box for the fragrance, you have the name written sideways just as like that, Eau de Parfum concentration. You have the information at the very bottom, Eau de Parfum 1.7, so on and so forth. On the very back, you have the PHLUR logo punched in there, nothing at the top. On the bottle, pretty cool. You have the coordinates here on the front that resemble the ones that you'll find on every one of their bottles. The logo, name of the company, logo embossed on the cap, magnetic cap, just like the Dior Prevace. Clicks into place, you can pick it up from the cap. Information printed at the bottom, and then the distribution on this one is a little narrow, but it gets the job done. And that was Greylocke by PHLUR. So as soon as I sprayed this, I knew right away what this fragrance reminded me of. It actually reminds me, and I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag, it reminds me of Guerlain's Vetiver. And I love Guerlain's Vetiver. It's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I'm actually on my third bottle of it. And what I like about this scent is that it is probably one of the most gentlemanly scents in my entire collection. It's crisp, it's clean, it's green, it's mature, it's sophisticated. And this fragrance reminds me so much of it. Now, here's the difference because they're not exactly alike. They both have that vetiver quality. They both have pine resin or pine tree. This one also contains apple tree, so I'm not sure what that note is, but it does have a mild sweetness to it. Here's the best way that I can describe the difference between this and Guerlain's Vetiver. Guerlain's Vetiver is a little cleaner. It's a little more polished. This one is a little more rough around the edges for the guy that wants to take a walk on the wild side. So if the person wearing Guerlain's Vetiver, fresh haircut, combed back, slicked back with a comb, this guy, fresh haircut, but he combed his hair back with his hands and maybe some of it even goes on his forehead from time to time, but he doesn't care. If Guerlain's Vetiver is, you know, the gentleman in a suit and tie, in the middle of winter who wears a pea coat on top of it all, Greylocke is the gentleman with a suit and tie who wears the leather jacket. If Guerlain's Vetiver is the gentleman who goes into work, walks into his office, has all of his paperwork neatly categorized and departmentalized, Greylocke by PHLUR is the gentleman who walks into his office and they're all scattered all over his desk like a mess. But if his boss walks in and says, "Can you please get me the report from so-and-so date?" he knows exactly where it is because he still has the organization up here. That's what, and you know what? Scratch that last statement. If you're wearing Greylocke by PHLUR or you're wearing Vetiver by Guerlain, you are the boss, right? You don't take orders. These are great scents. I would highly recommend this. It's green, it's grassy, it's a little rough around the edges. It's not as polished as Guerlain's Vetiver, but I actually quite like that because this one, I believe it gives it character, it differentiates it, it allows it to stand out. I really love this scent. I believe in this scent. I am excited to wear it more this fall, and even though it does have those rough around the edges qualities to it, It doesn't necessarily flirt with like dirty territory, something like Sycamore by Chanel or Encre Noir by Lalique, where people smell it and they're like, oh, that's harsh, or that smells like ink, or that smells like resins or whatever. It doesn't get into that territory, so it's still very wearable. It's peaceful but not quiet. Let's go ahead and finish things off by taking a look at the rating. First of all, we have uniqueness and overall smell, and I have to call a spade a spade. It does smell similar to Guerlain's Vetiver. However, it does things differently enough to warrant a purchase. It's not as polished, and it is a little more rough around the edges. As far as longevity goes, you're gonna get a solid 8 hours. Longevity is great. Projection is really good too. It is comprised primarily of base notes, if I'm not mistaken, so it is gonna sit a little bit closer to the skin, but it's loud for like 3 to 4 hours. It just never radiates beyond an arm's length. Versatility on this one, it's great, honestly. I think you can wear it casually because it's so affordable, $85. You can wear this one dressed up because, like I said, it has that gentlemanly appeal. I think it's perfectly unisex, and I can see somebody a little bit older wearing this, somebody a little more established, if you will. And presentation, I think, is really cool. Going along with the presentation, not just the bottle in the box and, you know, the opaque nature of it to protect it from the light and everything, but it's also the concept itself, the name, what they stand for, the coordinates, the digital only theme. I think it's really cool. Listen, if I had to give this fragrance an overall score, I would give it a 4 out of 5. And the only thing holding it back, or holding me back from giving it a 5 out of 5, is the fact that it does bear so many similarities to Guerlain's Vetiver that I almost feel like Guerlain's Vetiver should get the 5 out of 5 and this one gets the 4 out of 5 because it succeeded it, but nonetheless, it's a fantastic fragrance. Guys, make sure you give this fragrance, give it a try, really check it out. They have a lot to offer. I love so many of their offerings. I love Hanami, which kind of smells like banana to me, like Aurora Nomad by the different company. I love Hepcat. I love Olmsted and Vaux. That's one of my favorite fresh scents ever. So give this brand a try. Check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. All of the links are going to be down below. So guys, thank you so much for watching. That was my review of Greylocke by PHLUR. If you or have tried this scent, please let me know what you think by leaving a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe for future videos, top 10s, giveaways, unboxings, and a lot of other fragrance-related content. So remember, I smell well so you can smell good, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.